In a world of films where revenge is the main plot point and done in a style of John Wick, I feel the Protege actually stands out with great performances, very believable action bits, and a lot of memorable moments. So let's check out the Protege. A film with fantastic actors like Samuel L. Jackson, Maggie Q, and Michael Keaton, The Protege is an interesting mix between a femme fatale film, a revenge flick, and it does things actually very well by creating a premise that is familiar and delivering surprising moments. I feel that The Protege's direction and writing are the standouts in something that we're so familiar to seeing and have expectations of it not being so good. So the fact that the movie really stands out for me as clever and well done is quite a pleasant surprise. Maggie Q is the protagonist with a lot of a heavy story behind her and an explanation for where her character comes from and how she grew up to be. As a child, she's rescued from Vietnam by a professional assassin of sorts, played by Samuel L. Jackson, who delivered his typical combination of wit and gravitas in a very clever way, and the movie shows their relationship being built and eventually how that relationship impacts Maggie Q on a quest to avenge Samuel L. Jackson's death. In the mix, Michael Keaton plays an opposite kind of handler assassin that is trying to stop Maggie Q from reaching that guy who perhaps is responsible for the characters of Samuel L. Jackson's death. Maggie Q is fantastic at building character that is familiar yet unique. She is kind, she is good at what she does, and she's not over the top stoic. She has moments of charm as well as menace delivered in a very good way. I feel Maggie Q does a lot of her performances, and Michael Keaton does as well, because there's a lot of physicality to both of their roles. But where I think the characters' interactions really stand out is in these flirtations back and forth between Michael Keaton's character and Maggie Q's character, and there's a lot of that throughout the movie, and it makes it very interesting, and it's done with taste and also a lot of style. If you're coming into the movie expecting a John Wick experience where Maggie Q is dispatching good and bad guys left and right, you perhaps will not find that, but actually the action that is shown in the movie is so well done and choreographed and shot in a clever way that the moments of action you do see are very satisfying and top notch. And I have to be honest, the way the movie is directed really plays well because there's a good balance between investigation, setup, very good dialogue moments that actually are very entertaining, and the action moments that are just heart-pounding, believable, and you see a lot of the action. There's no shaky cam. When the action is on screen, it's directed and acted incredibly well, which makes this movie very compelling and interesting. There is indeed a lot of falling onto tropes of movies that came before it, started with La Femme Nikita and ending with Anna by Luc Besson, that are definitely moments you will be seeing in movies of this type and are a little bit unavoidable because you need to set up an assassin that is trying to have a normal life to cover up their activities and explain why they're doing what they're doing. However, The Protege sets up a fantastic premise of where Maggie Q's character is in this world of assassins, why she is in the way she interacts with other people, and her particular care and love for her mentor played by Samuel L. Jackson. Speaking of which, of course, you're gonna have a lot of Samuel L. Jackson moments where he drops the MF word quite a lot, but it's satisfying and it's clever. In fact, his character is used very sparingly throughout the movie to give a little bit of background to Maggie Q's character, as well as a drive for her to seek revenge after he is assassinated in a very brutal way. There are moments in there that it feels like Maggie Q has a sense of things like Sherlock Holmes by looking at a scene and imagining what happened, and that is a very clever way the movie shows the audience what goes inside of an assassin's mind when they're trying to analyze the scene and figuring out where the danger is and how to act accordingly. There's also very clever moments between all of the characters, which again is the standout for me for the movie. It is very witty dialogue that is funny, believable, and not over the top. And I feel Michael Keaton is the trump card here because he really delivers a performance that was very surprising, charming, and you can see his day back as a comedian shine through here because he has a lot of very witty comedic moments that every time deliver exactly what you were expecting. I feel he is a very good counterpart as an assassin, believable, capable, clever, and the choices the characters make, including the ones by Michael Keaton, are standout, and they play with the expectation of the audience incredibly well to deliver moments of surprise that, even for a connoisseur of this type of movies like myself, were very surprising. And I'm glad they're in there because the movie really, on paper, on trailer, doesn't look like anything special, but it actually is. When I first started watching The Protege, and even before when I watched the trailer, I had very low expectations, and I was surprised by a lot of fantastic performances, witty dialogue, clever writing, amazing interaction between the main characters, action scenes that, although they were used sparingly, were easy to understand and well choreographed, and a lot of moments that are memorable and very cool and well executed. That is why I suggest you check out The Protege and let me know in the comments what you thought. Was it something that delivered a surprise in terms of writing and performance, or was it exactly what you thought would be after watching the trailer? I'm Jim from Get Me More, and you know where to find me. Thanks for watching.